Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is going to be my weekly reading update. I only got to 2 mangas this week. I am in the middle of an Audible book and then working on a physical book too, as well as trying to finish up my Rurouni Kenshin manga. So, I've got this that I finished, and this. So this is the Attack on Titans Volume 9, and then the first book in the Vampire Knight series. There's not like much in common with these two, but they both have like some level of like blood and gore, although this is leaning very much into the romanticized love triangle vampires, more like sensual stuff. Very Twilight-esque, and this is definitely like more blood, guts, horror. And this one, I have been bothered and like disturbed by some of the Attack on Titan stuff. Like it's kind of a disturbing manga. But this one got me. I was like, oh no, like this guy here, no, I'm not about this. So let's talk about these really fast. I'll go with this one because it's probably what people are interested in. This is Attack on Titan Volume 9, and I'm gonna go over just like we're still continuing with our. I guess there's gonna be some spoilers, but there's like slow reveals about what's going on. The gate has been breached, they believe, so they're like in 3 rings. So there's this gate here, this gate, and the big other gate, walls. The walls have been breached. And so they're going to try and find out where the Titans are coming in at. And this happened, that was kind of like the cliffhanger of the last book, as they figured out, spoiler, there are Titans in the walls, and then also one of the walls was supposedly breached. So they're going out to the like outskirts to figure out how to fix that, and then warn everybody along the way. There's a lot of stuff going on with that. We're kind of left the female Titan, as she's kind of been taken out of the story for a little while. And there's like a bunch of different groups traveling and doing their stuff. I will say my main issue with this story is that every time we leave like our main 3, which is Eren, Armin, and I don't know how to say her name, the girl. She's my favorite, and I have no idea how to pronounce her name. I'll look it up later. I kind of lose interest, and the other characters kind of always feel like background characters. So that's my main problem with this, is that I really like those 3. I like their dynamic, and I like, their kind of interactions. I think they're all very interesting characters. And this does a better job of giving us some background on the characters that didn't get as much exposure earlier on. Mainly Connie and I think her name is Sasha, which I appreciate. But let me just say that this book introducing this Titan here, who's like animal-esque and like covered in hair, but also can talk, which was horrifying and like made him so much more horrible and sinister. There's a very particular death scene that I will, if you know, you know. And I was like, oh no, like that was a lot for me. I was not pleased. And I kind of was like, want this person to die, which I mean, I'm sure will not happen for a very long time, but hopefully we get it. But yes, so they're kind of going to warn people. They give us more background on Connie and Sasha, like I said, because they're having to go to their villages, and you get a bit of Sasha's backstory with her being like a hunter and her family being, hunters who were trying to just survive and live in the woods, and then the people that were running from the Titans kind of were taking over, and then she had to leave and become, part of the, Titan fighters, I guess. So I like that. I think it was good. They've got to do more of that. They've also kind of given, I think her name is Krista, a bit of a backstory, and I just want to care more about these people. But the problem is that you never know when they're going to be killed off, so it's kind of hard to be invested, whereas I feel like the main 3 are probably going to be alive longer. But I did like this. I think it's good. We didn't get too many reveals. Like I said, there's this new Titan that's introduced as kind of like this evil, another evil Titan. And I don't know if he's the one bringing the other Titans over the wall or if the wall was actually breached. We don't find that out. There's also the religious sect that is, they've got the like priest with them, and they're trying to get him to open up about what he knows about why the Titans are in the walls and all of that. So not too many big reveals, but I did like it, and I will get the next one. Okay, so now Vampire Academy, the first one. I watched this anime a long time ago. I have feelings about it, like, in that I watched it in a time in my life where I was, like, bored, I guess, and it was fine. I feel like the anime, like all the characters' hair, like as you can see, kind of looks like it's in constant motion, whereas like it like adds to the angst of the character, I suppose. I don't know why it's like that, but it's drawn kind of like that. It seems like their hair is always moving. It's distracting to me now, but I think it's okay. You have Zero and Yuki and Kaname. Maybe that's how you say it. I'll put the names here. And the main character, Yuki, she is a student at this school where you have a day class and a night class. And the day class is humans and the night class is vampires. No one at this school except for her and her friend Zero and her dad, who is like the head of the school, I guess, knows about the vampires. Like the vampires know about the other students, but all the regular students don't know about the vampires. And she is like tasked to be like kind of like a hall monitor, like a glorified hall monitor, like going in between classes. Like she's the transition people, like when it goes from day to night and they switch, the vampires all come to class and the day students leave. She's there to make sure nothing goes wrong and like none of the vampires try and take a bite. The vampires have like blood pills that they like dissolve, I guess, and drink. And it's like they're fine. But they seem to still be like pretty interested in the humans, and there's even like some instances where they, taste their blood. And I don't know who in the hierarchy of like this, society was like, hey, what we need is to get everybody together for classes, and we need to incorporate like vampires and humans. We're not going to tell the humans that are basically just little like snacks over here for these vampires whenever they decide that they want them. But just like let the vampires go to school at night and the students go there in the day like the regular ones, and it's all going to be fine. This seems very weird. It's supposed to be that these vampires are like the best of the best, and they're gonna, having them integrate with these, like be with these humans is somehow helpful to society, and we're gonna show that like humans and vampires can live together in peaceful harmony. Supposedly something like that, I'm guessing. But it's so weird. And Yuki is a very like meh character so far. She's just kind of like letting things happen. You find out like Kaname, the main vampire guy, saved her when she was young and she was about to be eaten by a vampire. He saved her, so he's like the good vampire, and he's like her kind of like hero / possible love interest. Like she's very interested in him. And then Zero is her friend, who is also a like glorified hall monitor, who like helps her, and they do the transitions together. They're specially trained, and Zero is very antagonistic to the vampires because his whole family was killed by a like very old vampire. So that's the setup for the story. Quick spoilers for the first book. So Zero is also a vampire. In case you were wondering, he hates vampires. He is very self-loathing. He's very self-loathing. Okay, I'm very tired. Okay, so he's like a self-loathing vampire because he was turned against his will, obviously, when his family was attacked. And he despises vampires. He lost all of his family. Basically, he shows up to Yuki's house, and her dad takes him in, kind of like another child, and he is like covered in blood, and he's a mess. And so you find out he's been basically repressing his vampireness this whole time, and it's at the point now of like, oh no, like it's go time. It's vampire or nothing. Like I need to suck some blood now. And of course, then Yuki finds out, and I think he bites her first, as like, oh my gosh, I'm a vampire. So that's going to change their dynamic. And for whatever reason, although Yuki seems to be somewhat in the dark, that Kaname is very interested in her. And she's, he also knows, of course, that Zero is a vampire because he seems to just know stuff and is in on stuff. For whatever reason that will no doubt be elaborated on in future books. So we're left with Zero as a vampire. He's not sure what he's going to do. He basically wants to kill himself, but he stays alive and tells Yuki, if I ever go crazy, you kill me. And there's like, their relationship is like brother, sister kind of fighting. Like they've grown up together. They're very close. She cares a lot about him, but you can see that like maybe he cares in a different way and she's not quite caught on. Whereas like Kaname also is interested in her, and she's just once again like, oh, he's so perfect, he's so wonderful, like he would never be interested in me kind of way. But no, it's one of these type of books, so everyone is interested in this chick. So yeah, she's got a lot of admirers, and apparently at one point one of the vampires tastes her blood, like kind of on accident, but he does, and so it's like, oh, her blood's super delicious. Of course it is. So there's the added problem. So at the end, it's kind of like, well, what's going to happen with Zero? And this guy's telling her like, hey, I do care about you, and she doesn't know what to do, and that's kind of like, okay, the cliffhanger. So that's Vampire Night. If you like Twilight, you'd probably really like this. It's very angsty, very teen drama-ish. I don't think there was too much romance in this first one. It's more like just setup. And I may or may not continue. I'll probably get the second book and just see if I like it. Like I said, I did watch some of the anime, and I feel like it was okay. But since I'm on kind of the manga kick, I'll just probably continue at least for the next one. But here's my update for this week. And if you have any cool books that you're reading, let me know in the comments. Or if you have any suggestions for what I should read next, also let me know. I am trying to get caught up on stuff. I did somewhat organize my bookshelves. But it's slow going. And obviously, like, it's not ever going to look like aesthetically pleasing, like it's not like a Pinterest wall or like, a Bookstagram like bookshelf. Like this is actually how I organize my books to where I can find things, not so they look nice. It's just the way it is. But yeah, so that's what's going on. I will keep you guys posted on the books that I'm finishing and hopefully be able to do this more often and get my weekly reads out to you. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you guys again soon.